So this is about what I learned about the brutality of human nature and sexuality through writing my book a few years ago, which was about the expression of female sexuality. And so when I wrote the book, I had just gone through a horrible divorce where I was really controlled by a narcissistic ex-husband, and I was rebelling. So it was very amateurish. I didn't know the repercussions of what was going to happen with what I was going to do. Really naive. Really naive. I mean, I enjoyed making the book. It was a lot of fun, and I got to work through the Arts Council. The writing, it was based on psychology, and it was based on ancient symbology. So I loved all that. The nerd in me and the artist loved all of it, and working with the photographers and doing the professional photography that I paid for, and then working through the Arts Council. That's when I started to learn about the real world, because it's not a utopia like we like to think it is, and what men and women are really about, and what really happens when you do something like this. So, and the repercussions of it. So what I really learned is that you cannot change human nature. You can't change the way that men put women into categories. Okay, so it's like there's three categories you get. You are either the woman that is just good for sex in one time, and maybe a couple of flings, and that's it. Or you are the woman who's good to have fun with until he's ready to commit. So, more than a couple of times, you can be the best friends with benefits. Or you will be the long-term girlfriend or wife. So the thing is that if a woman is too out there with her sexuality, right away, men will put her into the lesser categories instead of the category of the one that they're going to commit with. And then I learned about women and women's jealousy. And so if a woman puts her sexuality out there too much, other women get their backs up like kitty cats, and they can get really, really vicious because they see that instead of it, it was just really, for me, a very harmless way, artistic way of expressing myself and my sexuality and exploring myself through art. No, to other women, it was seen as a threat. As trying to get all the male attention and all the male validation, and get their men away from them. So little dumbass me didn't see that coming. I just didn't think it would be like that or that extreme. It wasn't stupid about it. I figured, maybe there would be a bit of that, but it was really quite extreme. And so, women, it's just the nature of things. It's just the way it is. Men have a wandering eye. Men are very visual, and men are just very uncomplicated in their sexuality, and in some ways quite animalistic. So, you see that all the time. They're always checking out the best butt on the beach and things like that, and their wives getting mad at them and getting angry with them. So, they see that as a threat to their survival, because a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women are quite codependent on the man that they are with. And society has sort of set that up as well. It's a lot more difficult for women to have as good as jobs and to make as good a living as a lot of men do. So, if another woman can be a threat to her family, her husband leaving her, like my ex-husband did with me, left me with 3 kids to have an affair. So that's where that intense jealousy comes from. So what women also do when they're jealous, because it starts in grade school. My daughter realized it. Like, she told me that the alpha male boy really liked her, and when the other girls found out about it, they started really hating on her and got really vicious. So it's like it starts all the way, as soon as puberty strikes, and it's just the nature of things. It's the nature of our sexuality as human beings. It really is. We are not far from animals, and actually we are mammals. And only very few rare enlightened people were going to be able to accept and get my book. And even those who said they were and were in the spiritual community, oh no, that's where I met some of the most cattiest, bitchiest, cutthroat women, because they were still after that alpha male in that community, the men who had the money, the men who had the social status, and they saw me as a direct threat to that. So I really got my rose-colored glasses knocked right off my face in a very harsh way. And I realized that you can't change the nature of the beast, that this is the way it is. You can't change Mother Nature. I mean, we want all these enlightened utopian ideas and these ideals, and I sure did, but that's not reality. The reality is that other women, I've learned to really lay low, and it's just not to basically be too overt with my sexuality, and even where I live and the people that I am around, because all it does is bring a bunch of fucking drama to me. You know, it's like we really have to be wise to the nature of humanity and the people that we are around, and understand the gravity and the reality of the situation and the society around us, because things just are, and it's not even about society. This doesn't even, this, it goes past every culture, it goes past every religion. This is nature. Nature is that, you know, you're either the one that he's going to marry, or you're going to be the one he fools around with. And if you're too over in your sexuality, you're going to be seen as the one that's going to be like the mistress or the bad girl, not just by him, but by other women. So choose, sort of like, choose your battle, you know, choose your weapon. You do you really want that? So, you know, sometimes there's nothing we can do. There, as women, there's always going to be girls that are jealous, that are insecure, that are petty, that are mean, and we do understand that's their problem and their insecurities and their jealousies and their feelings of it being inadequate, and not being good enough. And so there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, you can't walk around with a bag over your head. You know, I guess in some cultures they do. It's called a burqa, right? Or hijab or whatever. But that's not freedom either. So, I mean, where there's always going to be that out there. And women, how they do that is they like to destroy another woman's reputation. So they gossip and they lie. And they want to make sure that you don't, you know, get yourself a man who is going to help your social status and bring you up in society and protect you, a man that's going to bring value into your life or make you seem valuable in society. Because I'm sorry, but people don't want to hear that, but that's just the reality of what it is. So they will undermine you. These women will go behind your back and they'll tell lies about you, and they'll say, you're a slut, or you're a whore, or you're a bad person, and not to trust you to other men in groups, and get other women talking about you. They love doing that kind of shit. So, you know, and sometimes you just can't avoid that. And the best way to deal with that is just not to address it. Because if you go and say, oh, this woman's saying bad things about me and doing bad things, it actually makes it look like she's right. So the best thing to do is just show by your actions that you're not that person that she's trying to make you out to be, and then it just makes her look bad in the end. It might take a while. But yeah, you just, the point is here is that this is the way humanity is. This is the way it is, and you have to kind of find some sort of middle ground, unless of course you want to be the bad girl, and you are like that, and you want women to be jealous, and you like all that drama. But I mean, if you're looking for peace in your life, what I have found is just to sort of choose the middle ground, and sort of pick your battles wisely.